diesel Chevy trucks. You gotta love them. We got a 4-door 2-wheel drive stick shift, and now we have a 2-door regular cab Allison 4-wheel drive. Ain't that sweet? This is a 2005 LLY. We have a no start issue. We have to find a radio. Hopefully this will be my new plow truck and winter beater. We had some serious corrosion going on with the battery terminals. I replaced this wire with one here. I replaced both of those terminal ends now, and I have gone to bolts and nuts for battery lugs. I believe those are way better than these pieces of garbage. We have a lot of excess plow wiring that will be removed. I do not have a Boss plow, so that will be removed. Complaint is that possibly some bad fuel happened, possibly some mud in the fuse box happened. We don't know exactly, but the scanner says we need 8 injectors, just like that. So it might come to a teardown and fuel system service. I might go ahead and just pull that fuel filter apart and dissect it, looking for debris that may have gotten into the injectors. I might be able to just prove that it's got some really bad fuel, some water, and clean the system out, cycle it over, see if we can get this thing to fire up. The symptoms happened on Beaver Island. Beaver Island is in the middle of Lake Michigan up north, and it's kind of assumed that maybe some bad fuel started this all. This is all we've got. That's all there is to it. I have not given it any juice. I don't really want to shoot ether in there. We need a bath pretty severely. There's mud everywhere. But overall, this is a pretty clean truck. Clean as far as the body goes, not as far as the dirt goes. One other interesting thing here is that we have a very wet and diesel stinky frame. You can see these awesome rocker covers. So I'm sure the rockers are pretty gone underneath, but it still makes it look clean. Anyway, I don't know if this is on the supply or the return, the cooling, fuel cooling loop, I'm not sure. So that needs to be investigated. And you know, if that's on the supply line, that could be aerating the fuel. It could be just that the CP3 has a bunch of air bubbles in it and needs to be bled. It's hard to say for sure right now, but we have clues. That's kind of one good part about not washing it before I start troubleshooting. I also see this here. That is exhaust. That's diesel fumes. It smells like unburnt fuel. I feel like one thing I might do after I give this thing a bath is check my fuel pressure right here. I might also verify that any and all injector lines that I can get to without too much work, I might just crack them loose. There's one down at the injector, for example. I have another video out about sealing those nuts. Whenever you take those lines apart, you are risking the chance of getting dirt down in those injectors. And so whenever I do a service on these, I insist on sealing those off with some silicone, making sure they're clean, and then just putting a dab of silicone on that nut once it's tight and running my finger around, pressing it down in there. So any lines that I crack will be on the fuel rail that's down in there. We're going to inspect the fuel filter. We're going to see if we have any air in the lines or water in the lines, and try again. Well, this is it for now. After some time with a pressure washer, I've gotten the majority of the filth off. And we'll put it on the battery tender, get them batteries up, and troubleshoot another day.